Hey guys, today is AMI day 29 or Thursday, April 30th, and your activity today is a continuation of your 2020 pandemic journal. So as usual, the first thing we're going to do is read the English and Social Studies chunked articles at the bottom of this packet, and today we're going to read sections 11 and 12 of Article 2. So I have them bookmarked here, but you're just going to scroll down to page 15, it looks like. And I have them highlighted in green. So here's our reading for today. Fighting the flu. When the 1918 flu hit, doctors and scientists were unsure what caused it or how to treat it. Unlike today, they had no effective vaccines or antivirals, drugs that treat the flu. Complicating matters was the fact that World War I had left parts of America with a shortage of physicians and healthcare workers. Moreover, many of these medical personnel then came down with the flu themselves. In some areas, hospitals were so overloaded with flu patients that schools and private homes had to be converted into makeshift hospitals, some of which were staffed by medical students. Officials in some communities quarantined the sick. They ordered citizens to wear masks and shut down public places, including schools, churches, and theaters. People were advised to avoid shaking hands and to stay indoors. Libraries put a halt on lending books, and laws were even passed to make spitting illegal. So that's all the reading for today. Again, there's 2 questions over here, but we're going to see them again, and you'll answer them in your Social Studies Google Classroom and the Google form there. So we'll go over them, and then I'll show you where you're going to answer them. So your questions for today about that reading are, how has this event changed your thoughts and feelings about your future? How has it inspired you to think differently about your life? So your answer might be something like, coronavirus and social distancing has made me think about my future because blank. Now, because of this event, I am thinking blank, which is different from how I used to think, which was blank. So there's a couple parts to the question there and a couple parts to your answer as well. The next question says, after reading the chunk of the article, consider the following question. What role did World War I play in making the outbreak worse? So your answer might say World War I made the outbreak worse because blank. Your third question, what does it mean to quarantine people? What is the strategy for this? Quarantining is a method of blank in which blank. So that basically means part A is what does it mean to quarantine people and what's the purpose of it? The strategy means like why would we do it? And then the last question says, continue your Venn diagram to analyze similarities and differences between the Spanish flu that we read about and COVID-19 outbreaks. Use evidence from the article and your journal to support your work. So now that we've read the chunk and we've read the questions, you're going to go to your Social Studies Google Classroom where you'll find a form that looks very similar to the ones you've been filling out. You're going to answer each question on here, and don't forget you will have to send a copy of this to your English teacher. Again, if you forgot how to do that, there's a separate video in Google Classroom that you're welcome to watch as a reminder. So you'll start by putting your first and last name. Please put both so it makes it easier for your teachers. There's a little overview of our pandemic journal and what we're doing and why we're doing it. And then here's those questions we went over. How has this event changed your thoughts and feelings about your future? So you might say coronavirus and social distancing has made me think about my future because blank. You're going to type a genius, wonderful answer right there. Your next question says, how has it inspired you to think differently about your life? So you might say, now because of this event, I'm thinking blank, which is different from how I used to think, which was blank. So again, there's a ton of things you might have noticed about yourself in different ways that you're thinking now. You can put any one of those things right there. Okay, so the first chunk of the article that we read is again posted right here. The second chunk is right here. They are also in your AMI packet. You can read from each one, whichever one you prefer, if you need to refer back to that. After reading the chunk of the article, consider the following question. What role did World War I play in making the outbreak worse? So you're going to say World War I made the outbreak worse because blank. And remember, you want to use evidence from the article in your answer. Your last question, what is a new similarity or difference that you see in the Spanish flu and the COVID-19 outbreak? Use evidence from the article chunk to support your answer. So you want to try and think of either a different similarity or a different difference than you've mentioned on any of the other days, but there's plenty of both of those things that you could choose from. So type your answer right there. You will submit your answers. You'll get a little notification that says, "Great job." You'll get an email with your responses to your school email. All you have to do is click the 3 little dots at the top right of that email, type in your English teacher's name in the forward section, and press send, and you're done. If you need more details on how to do that, there's a video in Google Classroom. Otherwise, good luck, happy Thursday, and we'll talk to you later.